Hey everybody, welcome back into Old Mountain Bricks Lego City Update time. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what's been going on, and I'll walk you through a few of my ideas going forward. Had a few folks reach out regarding this part right here that we were talking about. The main thing that's going to cause an issue, or at least aesthetically, is when you're looking at the city from this perspective, you're going to see kind of this wall, and if I put a modular building that way facing the street, it's going to be another back of the building. So I think if I scoot over the railroad track from here to here, that would allow maybe to put some more trees or some other details back here in order to maybe blend it in a little bit, so it isn't just those empty blank walls kind of looking at the main way of seeing our city. Next, you can see I just kind of put down a few base plates back here just to get an idea of what a green space might look like. I think we're going to throw the A-frame cabin and the Hocus Pocus cottage over here in just a minute, just to get an idea of what that might look like. Okay, and here's a quick look at that. I would like to put it more at that interesting angle, just because of where the railroad tracks are. It's going to be hard to kind of fill that space anyway, even though when you look at it over here, it is over a number of different base plates. So if I do end up Mills plating that, it would be kind of difficult to do so. But I think what I would do is just kind of Mills plate this whole area here in order to kind of make it kind of one landscaping type thing, maybe with a river or something like that. So that way the canoe detail over here makes a little bit more sense. And then have that maybe run toward our beach area. And that way it can be kind of one big piece kind of over in this section, and then have it transition more toward our downtown area over there. But I think it doesn't look too bad over there. Let's see if we can grab Hocus Pocus and throw it next to it, see what it looks like. Okay, and there's Hocus Pocus next to it. And now it looks a little crowded. I think I should have pushed it over a little bit so it had a little bit more space, but it didn't really have a base plate under it at the time. Like I said, I would like to Mills plate it if the time ever comes that I officially put that in there. But I think it looks okay for what it is right now. But let's take a look. Yeah, see right there, it's just a little bit too close, and the gate makes it a little awkward with it being crowded as well. I feel like I would either need to remove it or just space it out a good bit in order for it to also just make sense with having both those kind of cabin cottages in the same area together. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in, I think, at least the border of this base plate here, because we are doing the Mills system, so we want to kind of keep that consistent even on these little plates for the moment, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's see what we could put together. You see, I'm actually just trying to use the least amount of parts that I can in order to do this. So I could use these 4x4 plates, but that means I need a little bit more spacing for these bricks here. So in order to not do that, or I'll just throw it on the ground, I space it out like that. Yeah, it's not the greatest support, but at least for right now, it's going to look a little better and allow us to not use as many parts. And just like that, we've added into the green area right here. I think I'm going to leave this blank just for now while we continue to think on what we're going to be doing. But the main thing, I'd love to add some more vegetation right here, but I don't think I'll be able to with like at least these kind of pieces here, because as you can see, it is on the edge of the table, and it is a fairly big table. And the negative of having the large Lego table is if I ever lean up against here, the old belly just leans right across all this and starts breaking things off, and we don't want to do that and have to pick it up all the time. So I have to figure out what kind of details we can do without just kind of using like these small green pieces like we were kind of doing over here, in order to have some of those a little bit more detail rather than just vegetation and such. Something like this in order to kind of have it slightly more detailed just going across the way here. So I'll think about that for a little bit compared to what I have here versus what I might do over here, and we'll see what we can figure out. Let me know if you have an opinion in the comments. And in preparation for our next city expansion modular building, gotta prep a base plate, so we're gonna head and get that milled over. Check out that other video I've done before to see how I do that. And just like that, we've got a new Mills plate ready to go. So the next question is it going to be the haunted house, or is it going to be the Parisian restaurant, which I have down here somewhere, in order to kind of continue through the years with the modular buildings, as I think the detective office is somewhere in here now, but we don't have that one at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and start the Parisian restaurant or the haunted house. So we'll take a look and see kind of where that takes us. All right, and last thing we're going to do, let's see if we can get this cleaned up just a little bit. We've got some cups everywhere and whatever's going on in this part of the Lego City. Let's see if we can just clean it up just a little bit more presentable, and we'll see kind of what happens from there. Looks better already. See, we kind of got it cleaned up, cleared some things off. Some things just ended up under the table. But still, it's nice to have it a little bit nicer looking over here. Kind of see our little nature area coming together. Kind of the main part of the city. Well, it looks like there's about to be a collision here. So let's move Lucky the pizza dog off into the street for now. We're out of the street for now. And then we'll turn Batman going around the other way. Put Tony with his plans there heading over to what I'm going to call Poor Man's Avengers Complex right now. You can see not a whole lot of stories going on, but just enough to add a little fun to it for the moment. We are planning to pick up the Avengers Tower day one, so definitely stay tuned for that when that comes out. But now we've got a whole little Marvel block right over here, or superhero block, because we've got Mr. Incredible and a few other DC folks kind of intermingled in the crowd. But over here, I'm not too sure what we're going to actually do, because if we follow kind of this same trend that we've got, and I do modular buildings kind of back to back here in these two spaces, kind of in that same grid, it leaves this for another road, but it really does kind of get close with kind of the rail yard or kind of any other miscellaneous area we'd want to do in the city. So it would be pretty taken up if I somehow did this as one street, or maybe like a one-way road or something. It could possibly work, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But let's fire up the train for just a moment. After I added some of those details over there, we want to make sure it's not hitting everything. So let's get her going here. Coming out of the train depot. And looks like it flies by with ease, so let's put her in reverse. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh. And in spot. Okay, but I think that's going to do it for today. Appreciate coming by Old Mountain Bricks. Make sure you like the video as it helps us out. But until next time, when we start working on our next modular building for the Lego City, have a good one.